Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Orion protocol. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, check it out. It's going to be in the top right hand corner of the video. Now, jumping into the daily chart, we are on TradingView. This yellow rectangle over here is a buy zone that I have given you a long time ago, from $5.11 all the way to $4.65. And as you can see, we even wicked a couple of times below the zone. And I always tell you not to buy all in at one buy order because the price can always go even lower and you want to have some spare fiat to buy into that dip. So if you bought in, below this rectangle, then you were roughly up, well, 14.5%. But still, this is a buy zone because you can see each time you come back into this zone, you come, you get out of there pretty quickly, and you have pretty impulsive moves to the upside. Now, you can see that there's a gap in between the 20 EMA and the 55 EMA on the daily chart. The red line is the 55 EMA and the yellow zone is the 20 EMA. And when there is a gap in between them, that is telling me that there could be a trend reversal relatively soon. The same way that there was a gap in between the EMAs when it was overextended over here. There was a huge gap in between the 20 and the 55. That ended up, with what you see over here. As you can see, the price went below the EMAs. It couldn't hold the EMAs couldn't hold the price, because they were so overextended. That's how you can think of it. That's an easy way to understand it, right? If the EMAs are too far away from the price action, then don't buy, potentially take profits, and wait for a retest of support. If we take a look at the daily RSI, you can see that we are printing a higher low over here. Let's see if there is a divergence over here with the price action. So yeah, there is a bit of a bullish divergence over here. So you can see that the RSI is printing a higher high, but the price action is printing a lower low, because you can see where the candles over here are closed and where the candles are closed here. So this is essentially a lower low on the price action. So this is a bullish divergence on the RSI, which is good in my opinion. Also, you have this long support line over here, this green trend line that we've been holding as support since September. You can potentially bounce off of it once again if we have another flash crash. So potentially have some spare fiat. If you see the RSI come back down all the way down here, this is going to be a great entry point, this green trend line. But that's only if we get there. You can see if you start getting below this this index of 30, then you're oversold, and it's great entries when you're below the index of 30 on the RSI. But so far, we're doing good. Great dollar cost averaging opportunities over here. I just bought into Orion recently at $4.70, and yeah, I'm holding Orion for the long term. They are launching their Orion bridge January 31st, so I think we can potentially have a run up until January 31st, and then we can potentially have a dipperoonie because people are going to take profits and sell the news. So they're going to buy the rumors and they're going to sell when the Orion bridge launches. Now, jumping into the Binance chart over here. So this is a little little bit of a simplistic look on the price action. So basically, you have this resistance line that we've held since November 10th, and as you can see, each time you had come up to it, you hit your head, and you came back down. Except this over here, you had a little fake out, but that's fine. Then you had this support line over here, this yellow support line. You've hit it multiple times, and you haven't lost it yet. And what you can see is happening is, so you can see that we're tightening in this range over here. And what happens when you are tightening in a range? You have an explosive, impulsive move to the upside, right? Obviously, you can break down as well if Bitcoin starts crapping the bed. But even though Bitcoin is going to be dumping, we potentially can see Orion do well, because Orion is going to have some bullish news and hype with this Orion bridge. And so we potentially can see the Orion token appreciate, even though Bitcoin is going to be in a downtrend. So yeah, potentially we're going to explode over here towards the end of January. but we'll see how it plays out. But like I said, keep an eye on this range. As you can see, you're tightening up in between this support and resistance line, and we potentially can have a move to the upside relatively soon, I would say. So this is the daily chart. Let's take a look at the weekly real quick. And you can see that on the weekly, we have printed a bearish cross, and this is negative in my opinion. Obviously, this is negative. I'm going to be fully transparent with you. Once you have a bearish cross on the weekly chart, that's your precursor to a bear market. But even if we are going to go into a bear market in Orion or with the Orion chart, I'm not going to be taking profits. And I think, in my opinion, we are still good because we haven't lost this July bottom over here at $4 and $4.16, right? Once you start losing that, then you're super bearish. But overall, on the weekly chart, you have printed a higher low because you have this low over here, you have this higher low over here, you have this high. Next up, we need to print a higher high. So potentially we can, we need a high at least above, $15, $16 over here. So let's see what happens. Even though we have this bearish cross on the weekly, yes, that's negative. Yes, that's not too good. And yes, we're hitting our head on already on the 55 EMA over here, or the 20. As you can see, we got rejected from it back down. So let's hope we are going to get an explosive move out of this range over here. So yeah, now let's take a look at the oscillators over here on the weekly chart. So you can see that the stochastic is absolutely in the oversold over here. So this is a good time to be buying, right? When you're on the weekly overbought over here, that's when you want to be selling. And that's when you want to be buying when you're oversold below the index of 20 on the stochastic. Jumping into the MACD, we're still in that bearish cross that we had over here, September 27th. And we're getting a bit overextended to the downside. The moving average is far away from the signal line, but obviously this is a lagging indicator. Always keep that in mind. The MACD will give you a confirmation of the trend after the trend has already started. And taking a look at the weekly RSI, you can see that, we're pretty much moving into the oversold here. We're sitting on the index of 38 on the RSI. So if you see another huge market pullback and you see the RSI go down here into the oversold on the weekly, that is the best time to be getting into your projects. If your project is oversold on the weekly, man, you got to be putting in those dollars into it because it's going to pump hard, in my opinion, with this Orion bridge coming out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, if we just jump back into the charts over here, actually this is the KuCoin chart. I do intend to show you the Binance chart on TradingView, and let's just take a look at the daily chart, and I'm just going to show you some long-term targets. So as you can see, we have this fib set up from the swing low in July to the swing high in March. You have your 1.414 at $71. You have your 1.618 at $110. So $110 is what I'm looking at. This is going to be my long-term, target, and potentially by the end of the bull market. Obviously, Orion can get super overextended, but I would like to stay conservative. And yeah, I'm gonna start taking some hard profits on $110 because that's gonna be some nice gains from here. That is a 2,340% gain. So not too bad in my opinion. Anyway, thank you for watching. Make sure to check me out on Twitter. We do have a Telegram chat and a Discord server where you can request technical analysis and stay up to date with the latest crypto news as well. And we do have a Patreon. Check that out. Great way to support me and a great way for me to give back to those who support me. I'm going to make sure your investment in me pays off. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night. Also, guys, make sure to check out ExpressVPN. This is the best VPN we have out there. So if you want to protect your data and you want to protect your information from your local network providers from anywhere in the city, if you connect to a Wi-Fi network, you're going to be safe using ExpressVPN. So also you can battle censorship with a VPN. For example, if you live in Japan and you want to access the streaming content of a different country, let's say Canada. So with ExpressVPN, you can change your IP address and you can access the streaming content on any basically streaming platform. So yeah, and for us in the crypto space, it's really important to keep our data and information safe. And For you US folks out there, it's really good to use a VPN sometimes because you get left out a lot of times with launch pads and different IDOs and ICOs. So yeah, you have a 30-day money-back guarantee, and also there is an exclusive deal for you. If you use the link in the description, you're gonna get obviously 30 days risk-free and 3 months for free if you decide to sign up for the 1-year plan. But yeah, the links are in the description. Make sure to check out ExpressVPN. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.